rules rogue where it's no gi.
No rules.
No apologies. Did you mess it up again?
I did it. That was my fault. I'm sorry.
Okay,
She even knew. I saw her face. She was like,
Who is supposed to say
I was supposed to say no apologies.
I say no gi, no rules, no apologies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think.
I'm gonna have to go back to episode
it
1.
probably doesn't matter as much as
No.
you make it matter.
Does it matter, guys? Do you care?
Yeah.
Who says what?
Okay, cool. What are we talking about today, Troy? You wrote notes.
Well, okay. Being the only women on the mat, and also the invisible mental load in jiu-jitsu.
What does that mean?
Well, depends on the person. I think it can mean a lot of things, honestly. Like invisible, like. Actually, like something.
You're gonna go back and actually listen to this episode and be like, 1, 2.
It's fine. The things that you don't say out loud, that like the stressors that are always in the back, but that you sometimes just are suppressing, that are actually important though.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also think it's like things with jiu-jitsu related as well, like stressors or anxieties that you're keeping to yourself also.
Yeah.
Like inside and outside of jiu-jitsu.
What about you?
Also, when I think of what that means.
Also, everyone speak up. Okay. There's no waves. Well, I'll edit it. But...
Is there waves now?
You made
a wave.
I made a wave. Okay. Okay. What do you think it means?
When I think of that, I think of all the things you have going on in your life that make getting to jiu-jitsu hard, A, and then B, when you are there focusing on jiu-jitsu and not all the other things going on in your life, whether that's stressful things or just in general, all the little balls we constantly have up in the air.
That's a good way to put it. There's a lot of thoughts that run through my mind throughout the day. So it's a lot of like, I really want to train. Obviously, right now I'm not like really training that much. I'm not supposed to be training at all. But it's like, I really want to go to open mat, but someone, and I think Rachel had said this way back in episode 2, where she has to remind herself, like, it's not all just open mat. Like, if someone asks you to do something, you're like, oh, there's an open mat, like, actually going in and doing stuff. So I get in my head and stressed out because there will be things that I want to do here, but I have actual adult life things that I want to do. And then there's also the, like, I want to be, like, I'll go to jiu-jitsu. It's kind of the same thing. I'll go to jiu-jitsu, but, like, there's stuff at home that I know I should be doing. So just like that aspect of it, which I feel like a lot of people have just in general, male, female, but I feel like women have it maybe a lot harder, maybe not a lot, but
I feel like we feel more guilt for it than men typically do, just because men have an easier time just like compartmentalizing in that way. I feel like where it's just kind of like, no, I have jiu-jitsu, like, doesn't matter if there's dishes at home, like, they don't even think about that, whereas, like, women and mom brain, like, we just have that type of thought process where we're like, but should I be doing this, or should I be doing this? There's, like, it's Tuesday, I'm obviously going to jiu-jitsu, like.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot that goes, jiu-jitsu is just a hard sport, but I think it goes with anything in life. Like, if you have a hobby, or, like, this is a sport, we all compete and everything. But even if, like, my horse, like, there's times where I'm like, I should really go ride my horse, and I really want to, but I have things going on where it's like, well, what's going to take priority? I'm not competing with him anymore, so I don't technically have to ride him. But it's like, I really want to go do that. Or there's times where I'm like, oh, I really need to go do hay, but there's something else that I want, which anything else than putting up hay. the worst part of owning a horse is doing hay. And I always pick the hottest day of the summer to do it. It's awesome. But there's just like a lot that goes on in this head, this mind of mine. So, but I think I want to hear from you guys because you two balance being moms and having a family, being business owners, and then Natalie also has a full-time job on top of being a business owner. So I want to like kind of talk to you guys about your everyday stressors. And then I decided to add in the podcast so to add more stress to your life. I'm like, let's go sit and yap. So I just want to get your thoughts and opinions on like the mental toll everything takes.
I think for me, the hardest part, like for you, your kids are older and they're mostly half and half out of the house, but my kids are still little, and so they kind of live here part-time.
They're right in that room. If you hear them again.
Yeah, you might hear them. So sometimes I feel that guilt of like, because not only is it my hobby, but it's also my husband's hobby. So we both share that, and they have to be here all the time because this is our like therapy for both of us. And I think that guilt is what eats me the most, is they're like, oh, we have to go sit there again, you know, because especially if we're doing this, and I'm like, sit down and be quiet the whole time. And so, and then they have to be quiet, you know, if he's teaching or whatever. I think that's one of my biggest guilts, but then I have the battle of like, okay, but if I don't go, I'm going to be mentally unstable. And then I'm going to be a crappy mom if I'm like not good. So I like need to go. I have a hard time balancing that of like what is enough for me to feel good and feel like I still went and made an effort that week, but not so much that I'm like forcing them to come here 7 days a week. Which, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to, but they don't.
They might.
Yeah. I think that's my biggest issue with, like, outside and coming. But I still come as much as I want to, so.
What about you?
Well, yeah, I mean, my kids are older now, and completely self-sufficient. One lives at home, but is gone more than I am, so, well, maybe not more, but a lot. But I do know that feeling because when they were younger, we felt like we were forcing them to show up at the gym too much, and I will let you know that they do survive it. And there's not even any real resentment, so so you're gonna be okay. But I get that guilt that you feel at the time about it. But as far as like me, like the hardest part for me is working all day, because I work in customer service, so I'm kind of doing a lot of constantly like
The voice gets a little higher.
Sorry.
No, like in your customer service, you're like, yeah, have a good day.
My customer service voice. Fortunately, I don't talk on the phone too much. It's mostly email, but I don't have to do that too much. But there's a lot of multitasking, and then this owning underground requires a lot of multitasking too. So I feel like when I can like let my brain go a little bit, it goes too far, and then I forget really normal parts of like leaving my keys in spots, and you know, and it's hard.
Glasses.
My glasses everywhere. Oh my God, you guys! I forgot my glasses here at a noon class, and went back to work, and I couldn't see, and I had a meeting at 1:00. And I was like, guys, I can't see the.
Oh, no.
It was really embarrassing. I could tell they were kind of annoyed, but you know, whatever. Everybody got over it. Fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, oh, so now I bought a pair of glasses to leave at work just in case I do that. So yeah, there's a lot of balls in the air, kind of constantly. I'm trying not to drop them off, but you know, yeah, it's all fun stuff. I like all my jobs.
Yeah.
I do hope that one day I don't have to work 8 to 5, but
yeah.
I think
hopefully no one's listening to this. I love my job, guys.
I think you can say that. Like, I like my job, but I also don't want to work.
Oh,
you know, like,
we had Thursday, my company had our like yearly summer outing, and a bunch of the uppers in the company were down. We're based out of Minnesota, or that's where our headquarters is. And they had their sales meeting and their board meeting down in Pewaukee. And Thursday night, we all went out to a Dachshund game, which if you guys haven't gone, they're actually a lot of fun.
They're pretty fun.
Keep meaning to go, but
Yeah, they're fun. So we went and did that, and we were talking to all the uppers. And I have this really bad way of not filtering at work. And I'm like, yeah, Ray went with, so he met all these uppers and everything. And I was like, yeah, I just need him to go make more sales so I can like just quit my job and do jiu-jitsu and podcast full time. And they all just like looked at me. I'm like, I love my job. I do. Like, but if I have the option to not work, I'm gonna jump on that. Like, I would rather let me sit and yap with my friends, and then beat people up on the mat and travel full time. That would be life.
Yeah, and just get paid for it.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Like the people that travel full time, I'm like, how are you making money? How can I beat you?
right.
But
I want to live the influencer lifestyle,
but not be
being the influencer.
Yeah. Like, dude, our social media for this podcast, I schedule it all on Sundays, and there's days where I'm just like, I gotta do the social media.
It's so much work. Can we talk about that for a second though? Pause. Because on literally any business, the social media aspect, like people do not understand how much of a full-time job it is to run social media.
Yeah.
Like it is so much work. So interact.
Yeah.
On social media
with
businesses that you like.
When I ask you guys questions in the captions on the She Rolls Rogue Instagram page, please answer.
Yeah.
Because I spent a lot of time coming up with that question. Mm-hmm. A lot of mental load.
Your mental load.
Yeah. But yeah, I think pivoting to like being on the mat and making it more jiu-jitsu related. We can go back to like personal stuff too. I don't care what we do. It's our podcast. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We're all in a mood today.
I am. I'm such a mood.
A lot of sass coming from this episode.
Deal with it.
But like and this will tie into being like the only woman on the mat too, because there's been lots of times that we've been the only women or woman on the mat. I know Natalie has dealt with it probably the most because usually she's here, so you and I at least have her. But there's been times where like you weren't there or at the old gym, like I didn't have anyone else to train with. And I know for you, like you've been jumping into the mixed class, adult class more, and there's sometimes where like Natalie's running social media videos. She's
right.
gathering.
I don't always get on the mat. I'm always available to get on the mat if you need me, but I don't always do so.
Yeah.
I can't train that much. I
No.
myself.
Yeah. So
that always and that is one of those like mental stressors that makes me feel guilty too. Not like you don't make me feel guilty, but I don't ever want you to feel like you have to if I'm there. You know?
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Like I always appreciate you offering to come on the mat and train with me, but it makes me like feel bad that sometimes you feel like you have to. You know?
Do you feel like you have to?
No. I love being on the mat.
Okay, good.
Okay, well that's good.
So we'll stop feeling
then I don't
guilty.
feel as guilty. Well, just sometimes, you know, it's just like I don't ever want. I'm such a like people pleaser in a way that like I don't want to inconvenience someone else, and so.
And I'd be honest
I don't
with
ever want you to feel like on a day, especially where you're like, I do not want to train today.
And I'd be honest, if there was a legitimate reason why I didn't want to be on the mat, I'd say, not training today, sorry. But most of the time, I'm more than willing to. It's just a matter of if it's even numbers, I usually step off. Like I'm always trying to make sure that the members get their opportunity to train. Mm-hmm. So it's but if there's ever a woman that needs to train, like I'm always more than happy to jump on the mat. I did gi twice last week.
Twice? I know, that's so gross.
I had fun. I admit it. You heard me say this. I
did
fun.
see that.
Wait,
you had fun.
What did you say?
I had fun doing gi twice last week.
Hold on.
But it was both because both times it was because there was a woman there. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So I needed to do that. So Bryce and I made a deal.
Yeah.
That if Bryce did
Calling you out, Bryce.
This is about you, and then he didn't come, but Sarah was there. So I was like,
Fair trade.
Put my gi on anyway.
Better trade.
And then I wasn't
Well,
planning on
right.
doing it Saturday, but Nikki was there. So I was like, oh, Nikki's here. So no, I never look at it as a bad thing. It's just always something that says, okay, like maybe today was going to be the break and I was going to work tomorrow and I just flip-flop them instead. Like that. So no,
yeah, I think
feel
it's
guilty.
just one of those like mental anxieties that like, I don't know, as a woman, it's like, because I feel that way with guys too, of like, I know we talk about all the time, like, it's our space, we deserve the space on the mat and everything, but I still have to fight my brain to be like, not feeling guilty for them of like, oh, well, you have to train with me right now, you know? And I like joke about it with like certain people, like Alex, anytime I'm like, oh, you're stuck with me again, Alex, and he's like, meh.
Yeah.
But it's just, that's like a mental,
Alex.
I know.
That's totally
He's like,
not.
yeah, well, oh well. And so it's like, I'm always battling with that too, especially with like how much I've tried to jump into like adult class recently, of being most of the time, if Mel's not there, going with everybody. Like if we don't just stick together, then like going around and training with everybody and being like, no, it's okay, like you can just go with everybody else. But I still have anxiety about it.
I used to, because there were times where at the old gym I would be the only woman on the mat, and at the time I had a significant other to train with, but then when he got promoted I was like, oh, I'm stuck over here with all the white belts, and now I don't know who I'm going to have as a training partner, and that was like one of my biggest anxieties. And so Tristan McDonald, who is, I don't know where he's at now, he was in Utah, but I think they just moved.
Yeah, they moved some. They're still on the West Coast, but I don't know where.
He, I was good friends with, still good friends with him, but I would zero in on him before class, and I would be like, hey, you're going to be my partner today. And he's like, that's fine. Yeah, whatever, Chelsea. Like, but being the only woman in the room is hard because you do, if you're not purposely feeling that way, a lot of subconscious, like, I can sit, oh, Jesus, that scared me. But, like, I can sit there and be like, yeah, I deserve to be in this room. You guys can all train with me. It's fine. But in the back of my head, I do know, I'm like, well, you're stuck with the only female in the room and, like, this and that. Like, I know I'm not as strong as you. Some of them I'm faster than. So I'm like, okay, well, you have to try and keep up with me. But it's still, like, there's a difference. Chemically, they're a male. Chemically, I'm a female. So chemically, they're probably going to be stronger than me. So like, it really sucks.
Yeah.
For them sometimes, and it shouldn't. And they should take it as like an opportunity to not focus on their strength and like slowing down and like fine tuning their details of their technique. I feel like, and you can take something away from training. We've said it before. Training with anyone. But that is like. For the dudes that listen, because I know there's been a lot of new followers, so hi, hello, welcome. But for the dudes that listen, because there are a handful of dudes that listen, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, just know, it's so bad today. Just know, like, in the back of our head, even if, like, we aren't going to ever say it, but we do feel a little bit bad, usually. Even if we're telling ourselves we don't feel bad, it's still back there, like, that we feel bad that you have to train with us occasionally. But
I do at least.
Yeah, I do too.
Maybe Nellie doesn't because she's good. So she's like.
Natalie's like, I'm just gonna.
I don't know about that. I mean, like, it's still a different role for them, but I mean, yeah, I don't know what that sounds like. I'm sure there was a time, and I know there's sometimes when guys are like getting ready to train for a comp or something, and they feel like every role has to be a specific role or whatever. I know they feel that way, but it still doesn't really make me feel bad because the way I view it as, I have to give up something to roll with you too. Yeah. I have to give up my own feeling of I have to give up feeling like I'm going to dominate, and I have to know that I'm probably not going to, and I may so they may give up their one round that feels, like they're getting the best training partner for that one round, but I'm also giving up, I don't know what I'm going with that, but I'm giving up my own perfect rounds to go with them too.
Yeah.
Because for me, a perfect round is going with a woman that's about my skill level. Maybe she's a little faster because I have to work on that then, or maybe she's a pressure player. Maybe she's really good at defending legs. Those are my perfect roles too. So I might not be that dude's perfect role, but he's not mine either.
That's
and,
true.
So look at it from that perspective that, not every round's your perfect round, and welcome to being part of a team.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. I mean, Will always tells me, he's like, I think jiu-jitsu is one thing that you can be super selfish in. In not in like a douchebaggy way, but in like, this is my time too, and like, which we've said before, like, I deserve to be on the mat just as much as anybody else in there does, but like, you have to make the best of each roll, each round, each drill, no matter who you're with. And so he makes that point to me a lot if I'm feeling like stagnant or like I'm not progressing or I keep trying this, or when I go against the guys it's just so frustrating because they're so much stronger than me and blah blah blah. And he's like, just and then I always tell him like, I don't even want to go with that person or that person because they're gonna be bored. And I'm like, not only are they way faster than me and stronger than me, but they're like so much better than me skill level, so I just feel stupid going with them, like I'm wasting their time. And he was like, no, it's your time too. Like, you pay just as much as they do. You sign the waiver, they sign the waiver. Like, it's just as much your time as it is their time.
Yeah, I don't think guys think like that. I don't think they think the way we do. I've never even heard a white belt man say that, oh, I'm taking away from a black belt's role or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you also add to, part of becoming a black belt or becoming very experienced with that mat maturity. And if you aren't mature enough on the mat to be able to say, you know what, not every role is going to be my perfect role. Sometimes I'm going to have to, Ken always says it where he tries to roll one level above the person he's rolling with. So, but that's a skill in and of itself, is to figure out where you can roll at their level where you're not like just shitting all over them, right? Because just because you can doesn't mean you should. You're not learning, they're not learning. So I think men rolling with us is building their mat maturity.
Yeah, that's true.
So
You're welcome.
You're welcome. See? So
I will say one thing that I have personally felt is, and I've made jokes about it before, but like when I'm the only female on the mat, there's been times where I felt like everyone goes and like, when it comes time to like switch partners, they'll like run to each other and then I'm stuck there like looking for someone.
It's like middle school gym class.
Yeah, and I'm like, just because I'm the only girl on the mat doesn't mean that I don't deserve a partner to train with too. And I haven't had it at all really in the last probably like year, I would say. But for a while there, it would be like I could tell, or there would be times where it's just like me and you or me and Tori or something like that, and we go to switch partners and all the dudes switch, but they don't incorporate us. And I'm like, you're afraid of being beaten by a girl? Like, hey, don't just stick the girls over here.
Or they expect us to just stick with each other the whole time.
And
which is fine for like some classes.
I think some guys assume that we want to.
Yeah.
I will say that even
I do think that's a part of it.
Even sometimes Ken will be like, guys just want to stay. You just want to stay together. And you can always say no, but he's just trying to. I know it's a little bit awkward for them too, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to balance it or trying to walk a thin line too, where they, they don't want to come off as creepy. They don't want to, so the guy rushing over to the cute blonde to roll with her probably is like a little awkward for them too.
Yeah.
So I would say if you guys ever feel that way, like you go find that partner.
Yeah. That's usually what I do.
Yeah.
I'm
just be forward and selfish and, I mean, I'm never going to wait for certain people certain high level people to ask me to roll because there's a good chance they're probably not going to.
Right.
I'm gonna go seek them out.
Yeah.
So
I usually like in the back of my mind I plan on who then my next victim
you
is
told
going
me
to be.
that a long time ago.
Yep.
And you can see your eyes darting.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I will know we're about to switch partners, and if you're sitting there watching, you'll see me like a shark, just like picking out who's gonna be next, because I will dart over there, and I'll be like, "Okay, you're next. Let's go. Like you're not gonna get away." And it's never like the guys that Ooh, that sounded bad. Okay, we're gonna ignore that. It's never like the brand new guys. Like I'm never gonna go running over to them and be like, "Hey, like you're rolling with me now," because at the same time I don't want to scare the new guys away either.
Yeah.
But once they've been here for a couple of weeks, it's like, okay, like, hey, you can start working with me, like it's fine. And yeah, but I will definitely, for the guys that are out there listening, like try to incorporate your female training partners so they don't feel, and even if you aren't even trying to do it, sometimes it can feel like we're being isolated occasionally too. One thing I want to, do you guys have anything else to say on that before the other thing that I want to mention, being a woman on the mat, and usually one of like the only women on the mat or something like that, like low numbers, and that's pretty much anywhere you go. You're going to be on the lower end of numbers in the gym, and if you're not, like that's great. Like I've seen a couple of gyms where like random classes it'll be majority women, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I shoot for that. Like I would love to have that happen occasionally. But when you have someone offer you advice, and sometimes it's just like, hey, tweak this, or like if I'm rolling with someone and they're newer or something, and I offer like a piece of advice of like, hey, don't do that with your arm, because if you keep doing that with your arm, I'm gonna keep arm barring you. And there's been times where guys will just be like, and I'm like, no, like just because I'm a female, you can listen to what I have to say. I'm not trying to like school you, but at the same time, I've been doing this for a hot minute, and I also teach the women's program, so maybe I might know a thing or two, and I could maybe help you not get armbarred every single time we roll together. So it's just like, if obviously there's that fine line of like, oh my god, this person doesn't shut up. Like because I have had that where people every round you go with them, they're like, hey, do this or don't do this, and I'm like, just let me work it.
Right.
But like if I keep catching you in the same exact thing, and I know you're a newer person, I'm probably gonna be like, hey, can I just? And I usually ask them, I'm like, hey, can I offer like just a tip? And they're like, sometimes it's like, oh yeah, like definitely, and they're excited. And other times it's like, I guess. And I'm like, I could wipe this floor with you. So you hush.
That's when I'd be like, all right,
Okay.
I'll keep arm barring you.
Yeah, I was gonna say just teach them the other way.
Yeah. I'll just keep putting you in shitty spots, and maybe eventually you'll learn to not extend your arm out.
Yeah, you're nicer too, because I'm not telling anyone why I'm catching their ankles.
You don't. You don't even tell me, and I'm like, tell me your secret.
I know you're going to, and I still get caught every time.
You'll eventually figure it out, but I'm not going to give you the heads up.
I just panic. I'm like, let me just start kicking and screaming.
You're not screaming, but lots of people do just kick to get out of it.
No, you had a talk with me a long time ago now, probably like a year ago, and you're like, hey, stop tapping to that so quickly. You're competing. And I'm like, yeah, but I know it's going to suck. You're going to get it, and then it's going to hurt, and I need to tap it.
But it is a training scar.
Yeah.
Because I won't name the competitions, but I can think of two off the top of my head that you didn't need to tap.
I know for sure which one you're talking to is Midwest Finishers.
And you said it right away. You were like, yeah, I didn't need to tap to that.
Yeah, but
just a training scar. You get used to tapping as soon. And I get it. It's self-protective on some levels, but yeah. I'm never going to crank it so hard. There was a Grappling Industries one that you tapped to. It was just an ankle lock. Oh. And you told me afterwards that you didn't need to tap.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I used to panic a lot. But I would panic because I have a training partner named Natalie who's really good at that.
Well, I mean, I know, like, and I do get it, right? I get why you want to, especially when we say, like, tap early, tap often, right? Like, that's but finding that balance between not even trying to get out of it and trying to prevent it. I'm never going to crank them so hard on you. But I do know that they hurt no matter what, right?
Yeah.
No. So even when you're not ready to tap, they still don't feel good. So
I just watched, so one of the guys at work just randomly sent me a screenshot of that Midwest Finishers match. And I was like, why are you looking? And he's like, I thought we don't tap. And I was like, why are you looking my shit up? Like, what? And he's like, we were talking about you in jiu-jitsu. And so we Googled you. And I'm like, stop Googling me. And also, don't watch my losses. If you're going to watch my jiu-jitsu, watch the ones I win. And so it prompted me to go back and watch that match. And I love the girl that we've talked about her on the podcast. I love her to death. But even after that match, she was like, yeah, I was shocked. And I was like, yeah, as soon as I did it, I was like, damn it, I didn't need to tap to that yet. She definitely had my leg. It was a knee bar.
It was a knee bar. Yeah.
But I had a toe hold set up.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, that hurt. And I was like, dang it. But
you know what? And you lived to tell another day. It wasn't you weren't winning any money. Like it's really not the end of it. It's just when I mentioned that to you, you were deep in like I'm gonna be a competitor, right?
Oh yeah.
It was pre-shoulder, and you were going to the 80 cc's, and I was like, okay. Like, you gotta work through them just a little bit. Because I don't even, like, put the ankle lock on you. If I get your ankle, you're tapping. Like, I didn't even have anything yet.
Yeah, but there's, like...
But mentally, you do.
Yeah.
There's the mental load.
There's the difference, though, when you know your training partners, like, well enough. And you know that when you have it in a certain spot, like, okay, in about 0.2 seconds, this is going to be really tight. True. And I know that you're going to be able to keep it there. And I don't want my ankle to hurt. So I'm just going to tap out because, like, I know you have it in. And there's no use to even trying to fight it. So, like, let's just
the balance,
the pain part.
Trying to find that balance.
Yeah. Whereas there's, like, some people where you're like, okay, I think you have it locked in, but I'll let you work a little bit more without fully trying to fight it because I don't know for sure. You know, wait, and then you're like, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
But I've had my ankles hurt many times, so I'm like, oh.
If any of you guys out there listening have not rolled or experienced Natalie's ankle locks, please come to an open mat.
Yeah, okay. Miss Humble.
Okay. This octopus over there.
Yeah, literally. Wrap your ankle up so fast.
That's a good point for mental load is just like getting in your own head about things too. And like jiu-jitsu related, one thing for me, hopefully I'll get back to competing, we'll see, but especially when I was competing, was when you're getting ready for comps, like you want those hard rounds, but mentally if you keep doing those hard rounds, it's exhausting. And then also, like, if I just constantly do hard rounds, I'm just putting more wear and tear on my own body. So like being intentional about your hard rounds, and having to like think through that process. And for a while there, I used to panic when people got on my back, and just completely shut down. Like there was no defense to it. Like it was just like, oh, you're on my back, I'm dead. Like like over. So mentally I had to like get past that and start putting myself into bad positions. So I would start with people on my back, or I would like purposely give up my back in rolls to be like, okay, get me in back control. Now how do I figure out how to get out of here and not panic? And so there's been a couple of comps where, for example, my last comp that I did in September last year, like first 30 seconds, my shoulder dislocates and you see me fall to the mat and then tuck my arm and then have to fight off with her on my back for like 4 or 4.5 minutes, one-armed. And usually that match was awful for me. Like it was awful. It was an awful night, terrible time. But at the end of the day, I went back and looked at it. I'm like, you know what? My shoulder was dislocated immediately, and I continued to fight through that. And she was on my back, which is 100% probably the worst position for me mentally to be, especially one-armed. And I continued to fight for it. And I was like, no, I'm going to try to get out of back control. Like, I'm wincing in pain. And then she started trying to put that freaking triangle on from the back, and her leg just kept coming down on my shoulder. And I was like, oh, ouch, ouch. I almost looked at her and was like, can you please stop that? Do anything else. Like, please don't do that anymore.
Say that in the middle of a cop. Please don't do that.
Please don't do that. My shoulder dislocated. Please submit me any other way. But that was one point where, like, I could see mental growth in my game. Because I'm like, usually I would just give up and just be like, oh, shit, they're on my back. I'm done. But I decided, like, no, I'm going to try and push myself through this and, like, try to fight through this horrible position that I find myself in. And then I just go blank and I don't know jiu-jitsu anymore. It was awful.
Yeah, it was impressive.
No, you did a good job. Despite everything.
Paige is a nice girl. She's a good competitor. She just opened her own coffee shop. And it's all, like, super healthy. It's in Michigan. We'll have to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Girl strip.
I wish I knew. It starts with an A. But she, because I follow her on Instagram, she would post some of her, like, gluten-free, like, bakery stuff before I even knew she was opening a coffee shop. And I was always like, did you make that? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, that looks so good. Why do you have to live so far away?
Yeah.
But now she opened her own coffee shop, so I'm like, dang, I want to go.
We need to go do an episode with her in her coffee shop.
There we go. We'll have to have her on. Paige, if you're listening, we're reaching out. Not to fight you again, but to talk to you.
Maybe one day when your shoulder's better.
Maybe
I'd like to see a rematch.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me too.
Dude, she's strong. She's so strong. I was like, oh, fuck. Here we go.
Dude, that has been the biggest, it's completely irrelevant to anything we're talking about, but the biggest thing in all of the competitions I've done so far that has been, like, my biggest shock factor.
That's how strong people are?
Yes. Is, like, I look at somebody and I just apparently highly underestimate how freaking strong they are. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, it's just every single person I've got. Well, okay, not the first girl. She was, like, 100%. I knew she was going to be strong as fuck because she was jacked. But every other person, I was just like, what? Like, I know we're the same size, but, like, I just wasn't expecting, like, the strength, especially the girl at Malice. Like, she shocked me because I was like, you're so much smaller than me. What the hell?
Yeah.
Anyway, mentality has
underestimating
I'm
people's strength.
100% certain that you're stronger than you think you are to them.
Yeah, they're probably like, oh shit, she's stronger than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that's probably pretty even.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you go out there and you're going 100%, which you don't normally do. Like, I don't think I've ever really gone 100% in the gym. Maybe with one of, like, the dudes.
Yeah.
But
I usually go pretty hard with the dudes, but I've never done
yeah, I don't do it with
still
the
not as hard as
comp
rounds.
No.
No. Even like doing comp rounds here, like with the guys, it's still not.
Yeah.
Some girls, they're just so aggressive. Like, I don't want to say spazzy, but like it's just so like
frenetic.
Like, yeah. And I'm like, calm down. We have 5 minutes. I mean, I don't want to be out here for 5 minutes, but that's how I felt in every round that I've done where I'm like, oh my god, that's a lot. Chill out.
You're being a lot right now.
Like, it's like, okay, not that serious.
Yeah. I can't wait to see you compete in the more advanced brackets. Because once you start to, like, get some experience under your belt, and, like, if you're in an absolute, this is where I'm going with it. If you're in an absolute bracket and you go with someone that you know has less experience than you, you're just, like, you don't get it in your head that you're going to win, but you go out there and you're like, why are you shaking right now? Like, just calm down. And then I'm like, well, they don't have the experience that I have. So, like, I was that person. I still am that person occasionally. But I have gotten to the point where I'm like, that person's just as nervous as I am to go out there. And I never really, like, compartmentalized. Thank you. I had to sound it out.
What you were saying.
I was like, who can help?
I already could barely say it earlier.
But it took me a while until I went out there and, like, put my hands on someone and felt them shaking. And I was like, oh, you're much more scared than I am right now. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe that's another mental thing. Like, those people are also scared. And you can look at people that compete all the time. And, like, when Chris Wojcik was here, I think I talked to him about it. I'm like, how do you, like, do you ever get over being nervous? And he's like, no, it just turns into, like, a different kind of nerves.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what comp he did where it was over, like, so many days.
PGF or whatever that's
I
called.
don't think it was PGF, though. But PGF would be an example of that.
Yeah.
But, like...
Did he do a Polaris like that, too?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a Polaris. But, yeah, he said, like, you're just out there every day, and eventually, like, you're nervous, but then eventually you're just like, yeah, I gotta go
do this again.
Gotta go compete again. Yeah. Which, competing multiple days in a row, like, the next day after competing, I feel like I got hit by a truck. I cannot imagine doing it multiple days. Mm-hmm. Like, that would be, like, trials, when I was going to do trials, if I made it to day 2, which I really would hope that I could make it to day 2, like, that would be the goal. Mm-hmm. But to compete again for a second day, I don't know. Yeah. Take me out in that round. I made it to day 2. I can brag on that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, my first 2 I got, like, hurt. But malice, other than getting my ankle snapped, I felt fine body-wise. Like, I didn't feel like I got hit by a truck. But after Naga, I was like...
Well, you kind of went...
I got thrown a few times. Only a couple, 2, 3 times.
You went sailing. I still love that picture. I loved your post about it, too. You're like, yep, took flight.
Dude. It was crazy. It was like an out-of-body experience. I was like, whoa, this is really happening right now.
I'm being back and forth.
It was just like, it's like one of those where you see it coming, but there's nothing you can do about it, and you're like, okay, we're gonna ride. It was crazy.
It's funny.
But she was awesome.
Yeah, she was cool. She was funny afterwards.
She was hilarious. She was so unserious, which is also just one of those things where you're like, yeah, there's just no reason to be so nervous or crazy about going into a match.
Yeah. It's just mentally taxing when you work yourself up, and even, like, being the only woman on a mat, like, working yourself up and being anxious, it's just mentally taxing. So why am I doing it to myself? Just, like, take a deep breath and just chill, and we're gonna get through it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, hopefully you train at a gym where the dudes will include you, and if you don't, maybe find a new gym to train at, because that's a little bit of a red flag. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Just remember, it's only 3 minutes, 4 minutes maybe. You know, it's just one round. It's just one round.
And a little bit of drilling. They'll be okay.
And in drilling, it really doesn't matter, because you're supposed to be slowing it down and drilling anyway. Like, so who cares if it's a woman or a man? Mm-hmm. But, it's just one round. They can live. You can live. Everybody's going to be okay for one round.
We have a fan.
We have a live audience today. Speaking of which, because are we pretty much done with this episode?
I have no idea.
You guys have anything else to say?
I don't know what time it is.
We're at 45 minutes.
Okay.
This might be our shortest episode.
Yeah, it will be. That's fine.
Not really. Just, mentality.
Yeah.
It can be hard.
Class is still going on. Ken's running it late.
Yes, what time is it?
Or the shark tanking?
I don't know. That's probably my only guess.
David.
Oh. Is he?
Oh. Well, this will come out.
If he's shark tanking, that's who he is.
Yeah, I think this will come out after. Oh, so. We're recording this very early. I'm going to have lots of time to edit it. But speaking of live audiences, we were debating doing a live episode, which I originally said going live on Instagram, but I remember we can go live on YouTube too. Mm-hmm. And so where we have most of our listeners. People listen to us on Spotify, but not as much. So I'm going to ask you guys to interact with this episode.
Yeah.
Would you guys be interested in a live YouTube episode? We're thinking October. And it'll be, what?
They can ask questions while we're talking, and we answer those questions. And
I always want to do that where they're like,
yeah.
Yeah, so I hate when people do that.
So I
know that's the only way to do it.
Those people.
We will be those people, and we are gonna have to tell all of our family members to jump on just to make sure we have listeners.
Yeah.
Because it's live, so we can't even be like, this isn't a good episode.
Yeah.
We're not gonna. Oh shit.
Well,
guys, don't leave us
hanging. Can you delete live episodes?
Don't leave us hanging.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll publish.
Well, can you delete it?
Yeah,
later on.
Like if it's awful, like we would stop the live and then we could delete it.
Okay, good.
But now they're gonna know that's
what
we'd
rather not. So interact.
Yeah. So if you guys could leave a comment below and let us know if that's something you would be interested in, it would be live on YouTube, and we have a topic in mind. I'm not gonna share it now. Your kids are very distracting right now. They're sticking their tongue out and waving at me. But I'm not going to say what the topic would be right now, but it would be a topic episode. And we would take questions live and interact with anyone who is willing to interact with us. Mm-hmm. So if you guys don't mind dropping a comment below and like letting us know if that's something you would be interested in and what time of day people would be able to tune into.
Yeah.
So that we can kind of make it more
accessible.
Thank you. I can't talk.
You got hard words today.
Lots of hard words. I need a dictionary.
I don't think that was you knew the word. You just
the dictionary will put it in so that you know how to say it.
Oh,
so you can sound it out.
You just couldn't quite get your tongue out.
Yeah. It's Monday. I'm gonna blame it on Monday. But yeah. So if you guys can leave a comment below, let us know what time of day, and if you would actually do a live with us, because I think it would be fun.
I do think it would be fun. And I can be included in that.
Yeah, she can live her influencer life that she wants to live but doesn't want to
dream of being an influencer.
But anything else? Oh, this will release.
I just got really big.
Yeah. This will release before. So I know we have talked about it before, but it's been a couple episodes. October 18th.
Oh, yes.
We have our 3rd annual Women's Open Mat and Seminar and Open Mat, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. It's going to be from 11 to 3. It is
correct.
Correct. I feel like you're on trial. I am watching a trial right now, so I feel like I should. Yes or no? Is it from 11 to 3?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it on October 18th?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for entertaining me.
You swear on the Bible.
Raise your right hand. So help you God. Is it free to attend?
It is free to attend.
Okay.
However, we are considering probably going to do it. I just haven't decided what those tiers are yet, because it can get so chaotic with buying raffle tickets and trying to donate, and because most women that come want to donate. That's part of the reason being there. So I'm thinking of tiers where you can register with payment, and then your donation is part of that. Your raffle tickets are part of that. So depending on what level of registration you do, it will still be free to attend. As always, it will always be free to attend. But in this case, if you wanted to do, let's say $50 or whatever, we'd give you a certain amount of raffle tickets plus a T-shirt plus. So that's what we're debating this year, trying to make it a little bit better every year. And one of the things that's always a little bit of an issue is it's a little chaotic buying raffle tickets. So I figured that might help.
Yeah, we'll have the tiers. We will have goodie bags for attendees, and we will have silent auction, which will be online this year again.
It will be online. Yep. If we get any silent auction things.
Yeah.
Right now, everything's pretty much probably more raffle,
So
but we still have 2 months. So we'll see.
So we'll have raffles, and then new this year we're gonna have a couple of booths at the event. Sorry guys, this is a women's only, so unfortunately for you. But we'll also have 3 instructors, so we'll have Mel Iverson out of Seraphin down in Illinois. She is a brown belt and a high-level competitor. And then we'll have Courtney Labai, who is a brown belt out of Primal MKE. She is a high-level competitor as well and has a couple of MMA fights under her belt. And then me, just a little blue belt from underground.
Stop it.
But we'll each be teaching a half-hour session, and then we'll do food and raffles and all that stuff, and then people can roll. But first year we had around 30 women on the mat. Last year we had around 40, hoping for 50 this year. So wherever you guys
be at our new location.
Yeah, we have a lot more space.
More space for the booth, which is why we can have booths this year, because we'll have more space for this side of it.
Yeah.
Plus the mat's bigger in general. But
we're in Heartland, Wisconsin. So for anyone that's in Michigan, Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, obviously Wisconsin, or if you want to fly in, that's cool too. We would love to have you. But it'll be October 18th from 11 to 3. It is a Sunday, so we hope to see a lot of ladies and raise a bunch of money for the Women's Center of Waukesha. So
even if you have no experience, you can still come.
Tori came to the first one,
and I didn't know a gal dang thing.
And you weren't the only one. There was a couple other people that were brand new to jiu-jitsu.
So I didn't even bring a gi because I didn't even know we were doing that.
But this will be all no-gi,
I
think. Right?
It depends on the instructors, I guess, but because I'm pretty sure even Mel is mostly a no-gi, and Courtney definitely is. So I would imagine it's mostly no-gi, but for the open mat part of it, you want to throw a gi on? Yeah, throw a gi on.
Bring whatever you want. We don't care. Yeah, have fun. So we'll raise a bunch of money for a good cause, and we'll have a bunch of ladies on the mat. We'll have some cool raffle prizes. I know of a couple of them that I'm excited for.
That's going to be cool.
But
it's always a good time.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Lots of great things that you learn from it. Yeah, I've learned a lot from both
lots of community building too. So, and there's going to be mini mic interviews.
Yeah. I was gonna say, be prepared.
I will be in your face. But on that note, should we end it?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I want to remind you guys to always
roll rogue.
Bye.